Curious Communities, Jackson County Visitor Center. Today for Curious Communities, we are visiting the Jackson County Visitor Center.
Hello, welcome to the Visitor Center.
Thanks.
My name is Arann Banks. I'm the Executive Director here at the Visitor Center. Welcome to our home.
Thanks. What do you guys do here?
This is a place for people to come and learn more about Jackson County. It's also a place where you can buy goods sold and made here in Jackson County. It's also a place where you can come to have meetings. You can have events here. We've had baby showers and bridal showers and graduation parties, many meetings here. We've also had a music festival here. We have a lot of things that we do in this building.
Awesome. So what's this area you're standing in?
This area is our gift shop. We have a lot of goods from various artisans and music artists, books that have been written by local authors. We also have things like Mary Kay spices and food. We have Plumber's Bower Farm. We have Burton's Maplewood Farm. We have Rumpy's Spread, yum yum, everyone loves that. We also have honey. So stop in if you want a Jackson County gift. Right now everything is kind of starting to come back a little bit for gift giving season. So we just got some new wreaths from Stacey Wascom in there. Nice.
Oh, they're really cute.
Good work too. So yeah, and we also have trains, and the trains are for sale. The same gentleman that does the boards and pulls does the trains, and we have trains for kids.
Fun.
We also sell. Right now, we're selling Scoop the Loop t-shirts. A lot of times, organizations have t-shirts for fundraisers, and they'll come in and ask us to help them sell because we're kind of a central location for people to pick up. So right now, we're selling Scoop the Loop t-shirts for the Evening Lions, which is a great organization.
That's awesome.
This is our museum. This building was built in 1890, and it was a part of the train system, and this is what the freight house is what we refer to it as. The freight house is where the trains would pull up out here, they would stop, and they would drop the freight off here that went all over the county, and then people come pick up their goods. And we even have a couple of places where you can see, they would write on the wall, and then that's where people would leave goods for that area. For example, it says Indian Springs right here. So if you had things to go to Indian Springs, they would have their freight right here on the floor in front of that spot. On the other side of the wall over there is something that says Kurtz, which is a community we're more familiar with. So that's in various places. The walls are original and the floors are original to 1890. The sister building to this used to be across the street where Creative Concepts is now, and Mr. Maynard's building. And years ago, it didn't survive the years, but that's where people would get off the train.
Okay.
And they would go into the restaurants and hotels in town, and the freight would be right here, so then they would move on their way.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and this is the building, and it was purchased by the city, and between agreement with the city and the county, this building now is our visitor center. And it was like 2007, I think they moved in here, and we really enjoy it. We like this building a lot. If you go around the walls of our building, it'll start with the beginning of Jackson County, and it talks a lot about Fort Bologna, our watermelon sales, or watermelons grows, or the watermelon world we have, rather. Watermelon cantaloupe, there's a picture of that. Of course, we all know that Jackson County watermelon is the best watermelon in the county. We also have a lot of train references. We have the story of Alexander McClure. That was a slave that had been shipped from the south to come up to Cincinnati, and the train stopped here, and this is where they found him in a box. And he was in a box this size.
This size?
That's the same size box that he was found in.
Oh my goodness.
So could you imagine being shipped from the south in a box that size and hoping for your freedom in that way? It's an incredible story. Stop by and we can talk to you more about it. Also on the walls are pictures of our Craig County Courthouse. It's taken some changes over the years. It's transitioned quite a bit. And we have different pictures of that. We also have pictures of some of the early industry in Jackson County and here in Seymour, Indiana. Of course, you go around and still have more of the depot, some of the workers that work the railways, work some of the industry, some farmers. We have quite a bit. In 2016, when the state of Indiana celebrated the bicentennial, it was a play on the word bicentennial, and the Indiana State United Ways introduced a project, and it was an art project, and all of the bison were purchased by the different counties, and they were art projects. In Jackson County, we have 7 bison he is not included in those 7. He's just a little guy, but we have 7 full size throughout Jackson County. We actually have a bison tour here for people that are interested. They can come, we can show you where they all are, and they can take a trip around the county.
That's awesome.
Right, and we also have, a few years ago, out here at the railroad tracks, everything has changed over the years. They used to have switchers and connectors. And while I am not a specialist in how trains work, I can tell you they used to have big housing units that would have all the switchers and the connectors and everything it took to make sure the trains moved through safely and on time. That's changed now. Now it's a fiber network just like everything else. And so everything that's hooking up now out here and all the changes that have been made have to do with the changes in fiber from the switching systems.
Okay.
So when they did that, they gave us some of the old ones to kind of remind us of.
Yeah, they're really neat looking.
Things. Yes. And we also have outside one of the original signals that used to stand right at the intersection here. I'm guessing it's probably 20 feet, 15 feet tall, and it stands outside. The city of Seymour owns one also, and we have one that sits out there. So when we go out to the south, we'll show it to you.
Sounds great.
This starts maybe our dark history, our interesting history, I'm not really sure. This starts with a discussion of the Reno gang.
Okay.
The Reno gang were notorious, and they were in the 1860s, 1870s, and after. They were the notorious gang. They plotted and pulled off the very first train robbery, and it was here in Jackson County. It's actually here in Seymour, Indiana, and they didn't get away with as much as they thought they were going to get away with. And of course, rumor has it that some of it was lost, and it's somewhere throughout the city, and it's in something for searchers to look for now.
Yeah.
So at the time, they feel like they probably got away with about $200,000, and back then in 1866,
that's a lot.
That was a lot of money. Yes, that was absolutely a lot of money. So in the Reno gang, where it said there were brothers and there was a sister involved, mom and dad. But the Reno gang actually made up more than just the Reno family. There were quite a few people. Charles Anderson was one of them who was notoriously a part of that family, and he was hung in a cell in New Albany after he was arrested by the vigilantes. Back then, it had gotten so out of control, and the crime had gotten to be so big, the police could only do so much. So local vigilantes took the law into their own hands, and they went to Clarksville, Clark County, and they decided to take matters into their own hands, and they took Charles Anderson and they hung him in his jail cell.
Is outside at the jail cell?
It is. This is the original jail cell that Charlie Anderson and the Reno brothers were hung in. A group of businessmen from here in Seymour had gotten information that the prison in Clark County was going to be remodeled and demolished. So they went down, they put their funds together, and they brought this back as a part of our history. So now it's here in Taos, here on the grounds here at the Jackson County Visitor Center, but that was the actual cell they would have stayed in. That cell is a pretty
very small.
It's very heavy. Very, very heavy door. It's really hard to open. But yeah, it's very small. It's very cramped quarters. It's not quite what the creature comforts of maybe a hotel stay might be, but absolutely, we're glad to have it. We're taking care of it. But yeah, if you were in a prison, a federal prison in the 1860s, this is what you would have lived in.
Wow. Thanks. And
then starting here, also some of our rich history, incredible. I've lived in Seymour my entire life, and I'm still amazed at what has gone on and what goes on out at Freeman Field. Historically, this talks about Freeman Field and what went on during World War II. During World War II, there were many, many people, 4,200 pilots that went through Freeman Field for training. So if you were a new pilot and you were learning to fly in World War II, you for the most part came through Freeman Field at some point. There was a lot of people that resided out there. There were a lot of people that worked out there that were not necessarily military, but worked out there. There were churches on site. There were many homes on site. And of course, it's a lot different today, but it was an incredible place. It was very booming out there. Unfortunately, in our dark days, the mutiny that came, the Freeman Field Mutiny, we have information on that here. People can come also and read and talk about that with what's going on in the current days goings on. So the mutiny, though, was set up The Tuskegee Airmen came from, a few Tuskegee Airmen came from Kentucky, and they came here knowing that there was a black officer's tent and a white officer's tent, and that's what they referred to it then. And they had decided that they were going to go into the white officer's tent and building rather. And when that happened, it was quite an uproar, and 101 officers arrested.
Oh wow!
All of them have now been it's been stricken from their records, and everything's been fixed since then.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one was a number of years ago, and it was an event here in Seymour to kind of celebrate that that was over, officially over for Jackson County. But it was quite an event, and it started the discussions and started the event with the military, with the desegregation of the military. So the military was very segregated.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of short thinking and a lot of low thinking, and that started the conversation. So while it was a terrible event in Seymour, it also started that conversation that needed to happen in the military. So the desegregation slowly started at that point.
That's great.
Yes. There were a lot of women that helped there, and there were even wooden planes. Some of the training planes were actually wooden.
Oh wow.
So again, you can read up on Freeman Field. It's really fascinating. Also, the really good Jackson County thing to do is to go out to the Freeman Field Museum. There are a lot of really good people who worked very, very hard on that. And if you go, spend some time. Make sure you have time in your schedule. It's an incredible museum with a lot of great history, of war history, Freeman Field Seymour history. There are, I think, 2 different buildings to it, let alone just the opportunity to drive around Freeman Field and see what is there.
Yeah, we have a lot in Freeman Field right now.
There's a lot in Freeman Field, a lot of industry there. There's a lot of action out there, including Jackson Line, which is a new event center out there that have music every weekend, and they're great folks, so check them out. You can check that out on our website with their calendar.
Oh, cool.
And of course, Seymour's favorite son, John Mellencamp. John was born in a small town, and he lived here with us, graduated from Seymour High School, and he went on to build his career from being here in Seymour, Indiana, and his local band to who he is now and what we know about John Mellencamp. He's also he is a good philanthropist. He has donated property, and he's donated funds throughout the years to help for various things that go on here in Seymour and throughout Jackson County, including he owns the Arts Center, and the Arts Center has taken a great swoop forward. They've been doing a lot of updating, and it's just a great place to go and see.
Yeah.
If you're interested in art and you want to be a part of the art community, please contact Southern Indiana Center for the Arts, or you can go to their website or Facebook page. Yes, there we have the John Mellencamp collection. Everything is on loan or been given to us by the Mellencamp family. And we are very, very proud to have it and take care of it.
Yeah.
The last part of our museum is on this side, and not because she's on the back door, but also our favorite daughter, Katie Stam. Of course, we all know Katie Stam is Miss America 2009. Since she's become Miss America from 2009, she's been really, really good about giving back to this community also. She does not live in the area now, but she does live here in Indiana. She shot a series of video for Indiana Tourism.
Okay.
And those were great videos. And she's come back to us here a few times, and we also sell her book. She has a book here for sale here in the Visitor Center. So,
okay.
We've reordered that many times. So we're really proud of her, and she's just a really, really good, wholesome, and she's a great representative of our ag community.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
So this is 2/4, 1/2 of our team. There are 3 of us that work here at the Visitor Center full time, and then we also have a full-time cat. His name is Reno. Hi, can you say hello? Can you say hi to Nikki? Say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. He is. He was a stray. He decided to come. He found us, and he looked in the window one too many times. Now he has a home here. He is actually a very, very patient cat. We have a lot of kids that come in and play with Reno. We even have a few people that bring him treats. So he is now a part of our family. And this is Alicia, and she's our office manager. Alicia is the one that wrangles cats, clearly, and she keeps everything flowing here for us. We also have a public relations manager named Jordan Rehart, and he is busy working and doing things while we're doing this, clearly. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for having us today. I really appreciate it.
Come visit us. We're here from 8 to 4:30 or 8 to 4 o'clock. I apologize. Monday, let me start that over. Come visit us anytime. We're here from 8 to 4 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Sometimes we're here on Saturday when we can make it in. But if you want to come anytime, you can even call and we'll make an appointment and meet you here. We have no problems with that at all, and we can set you up for visits.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Everyone have a great day.